Hey peoples, it's me Tristan, and some of you might know that I quite like the look of the Marder 2 tank. For the longest of time I've been thinking about wanting to paint up a 28mm tank for either bolt action or operation squad or whatever. And after painting up these two trucks from Warlord Games in the 28mm scale, I'm quite positive that I'll be okay with painting a 28mm tank with a brush. Thanks to British Legion 1 who pointed this site out for me. It's BlitzKrieg Miniatures, and they produce quality resin scale models, and I got their Marder 2 tank, and it's full resin. To my surprise, it actually comes in two pieces. The gun is separate, and I will probably magnetize this for the ease of painting to get inside there, and later on, if this tank would be destroyed, I can just remove the gun and put some flames or stuff there. For size comparison with his baby brother, what a lovely couple, and those trucks. So it's still quite big compared to the trucks. Here's the 28mm infantry mini. One thing that the BlitzKrieg Miniatures do not provide is the crew to the tank. So luckily, one of my favorite historical miniature companies does produce the crew for, and especially for Marder 2 tanks. And it's the Perry brothers, and this is their German Africa Corps Marder 2 crew set, and it actually comes with 6 miniatures, and these are left over. Nice miniatures. These will go to my bits box. So here are the crew that I chose that will go on the tank. I really like this guy. His pose is pretty neat, and the miniature is actually quite clean. Then I chose this loader. He has this quite wild mold line running up over his helmet, but it's nothing that bad. It doesn't run over his face like I've had on some of the Warlord minis, so it's quite good. And finally the guy who aims the gun. There's also like flash and some mold lines here and there, but the face is quite clean, so I'm quite positive that once I clean this up, it'll work well. In the end, it'll look something like this. The aimer guy will be here. The guy who's squatting is back there, and the loader will be here. I will be painting this by hand with a brush, and luckily I will be getting to try out this thing, the AK enamel wash dark brown, so kindly sent to me by DiceMiniaturePaintGuy, and I'm glad I can use it. Also Gerrcinn has a really good tutorial about that, so combining these two facts, I hope I will be able to. The next step in this project will be cleaning this up. I will probably wash it in some soap water first, same with the metal minis, and then I will continue to clean up. After these dried, I cleaned them up, and the mold lines were quite easy to remove. Luckily there were none on the faces, but their legs are kind of like wonky. I mean their feet, yeah. Some places I did not bother cleaning up, like they will be covered with paint anyways or be like lost. Remove the flash from within here, and again the feet are kind of like wonky. And the final guy here, I removed the flash from underneath the arm here as well. Again, the feet are kind of weird, like not right here, but luckily you won't concentrate on the legs because they will be inside the tank anyways. And I trimmed this down a bit because I'm gonna magnetize it. And the tank itself, I cleaned it up all between the road wheels here on the other side as well. Made them clean the flesh from those. There are some weird flesh here. I can't remove it, so I'll just leave it there. Paint it up as like mod and stuff. When I'm weathering it, it'll hopefully hide it. So I'm basically ready with the assembly part. As you can see, the crew is inside, the cannon is ready, and it's almost ready to be painted. Now, the changes I did is that I cut off these parts here, mod guards or what do you call them, because I really didn't like them, and I think it looks better this way. At least I like it way more. I also drilled out the gun piece here so it would look better. I'm gonna take this gun out first. So what I did, I just simply trimmed this bit down here, the amount of the magnet, and I just attached the magnet here. So yeah, the gun is ready. I shall paint it up separately. Now the rest of the tank, the crew is inside here, lovely. Green stuff, the exhaust pipe here, because it had like a weird break in it or something, so I just want to remove that, and I did. As for the crew, I pinned it down. My favorite mini of the crew is this squatting dude, of course pinned. I had to just bend his right arm so he would be resting on the side here, so he's like that. The commander, tank commander, was quite easy. I just pinned both of his legs, and you can see that I drilled the holes there. But I also had to bend his right arm to point at the, like, straight towards the front of the tank, and I had to also turn his head a bit to the right towards the end of the gun. And as for the loader, here I had to do more like changes. First of all, I had to cut off the pipe there to fit him in, and I had to cut his leg from the knee below the knee. Otherwise he first of all tried it without cutting his legs, but he got in the way of the gun, so like the gun wouldn't have fit in here. And at the moment you can see that he fits exactly like loading the weapon. Otherwise he would have been really awkward there. Also had to green stuff the back part there to cover up the little see-through thin resin that was here. So this is the start of the project. Next up I'm gonna look for paint schemes, and I'm gonna have to undercoat all of the different parts here. Thank you for watching. I hope this was somehow entertaining. Keep it safe, and I will talk to you in the next one.